And there is a new twist in a NDC next to lead. Now, a Musa Dankwa Eden Sembia Betuja. Now, we a very shocking, and it's a twist to be a abem. Haruna Iddrisu, as is saying, or no any Ehuri kind ahead of a Asiedu Nketiah Julius Debra. NHS omo maka omo nyina di popular app no enyina no Haruna Iddrisu ehuri edikan ewo honom Musa Dankwa acheche nsem mu sanso ena wakọ into eye NPP eye primaries omo beko hwan ene be lead hwan ena omo betemede no akọ na the preferred candidate de krampo no eye hwan wodi eno nso ho enkomo ewo honom.
Want to do if truly these individuals are lacing their boots for presidency, how is it looking like? Global Info Analytics is out with a poll. They did that earlier this year with Haruna and the others in the mix. Let me bring in Musa Dankwa, who's the Executive Director for Global Info Analytics. Is joining us via Zoom. Thank you, sir, for your time. So let's do this. Why is Asiedu Nketiah in all of this, in the mix? I recall when the first poll was out, Asiedu Nketiah was then lagging behind, but now you say there's a significant improvement. Tell us about it.
All right. Thank you very much. Yes, the first poll that was conducted in April, he was barely around 13%. Subsequent to that, in July, he rose to 27%.
Oh, 27.
So we saw his number doubling from 13 to 26%. So in terms of gain, he was the one that made a real huge gain from the previous poll, in addition to Atufosin.
So who's leading on this new list? And are you still keeping the same list? Because in the last list, I think Julius Debra was not on that list, right?
Yes, we were showing the top 5, which at the time he wasn't. Now Debra is on the list. If you look at the list we released last week before we started the tracking poll, you have Haruna Iddrisu, you have Atufosin, you have Asiedu Nketiah, you have Julius Debra, you have Ablakwa, and all the big guns who we are believing that may have interest, even though some may not have interest, or we have them there.
So now let's do this. Who's number 1 on the list, and where's Johnson Asiedu Nketiah as opposed to the chief of staff? Where do we place all of them now?
The most recent poll, which is the July poll, has Haruna Iddrisu on top, followed by Asiedu Nketiah, then Atufosin, then Julius Debra, then Ablakwa.
Oh, so there's Atufosin in the mix. Do you have a clear percentage point for all of these individuals, if you can run us through?
Yes, if you look at the poll, Haruna Iddrisu on 27% as at the July poll.
Yeah.
Asiedu Nketiah on 26%. Atufosin on 22%. Debra on 11%. Ablakwa on 8%.
So now the top 5 has completely changed. Any reason for which the vice president is no longer featuring on this list now? Because the initial one
we took the decision to take it out for a number of reasons. We don't want to put that in public, but it's our own decision. If there's confirmation that she's going to contest, we'll bring her back.
And of course, I would want to talk about Atufosin. Why Atufosin, and why is he also picking up so fast?
Right, it's quite strange. In fact, if you look at the people who are probably doing very well, they're the ones who have not declared any publicly interest or shown any action in public that they want to contest. So if you see Haruna Iddrisu, very little from him as far as his ambition is concerned, but people know that he's going to contest because of some of the things he's said in the past. But unfortunately, the surprising one, there's no indication whatsoever that he's going to contest. And also Ablakwa, but they are getting very good numbers so far. And if they haven't declared any intention, they are doing this well. We don't know what will happen if they do declare.
Yeah. Okay. Are you beginning to do permutations already? Say, for instance, in my mind now, I'm looking at possibly Asiedu Nketiah against Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Asiedu Nketiah against Kennedy Japan. These are at least the leading names in the NPP. Are you beginning to do some of the permutations already? How is it going to be looking like?
Yes, we've set out a criteria for one to qualify to be in the head-to-head. The criteria is that if you are on the MPP ticket, you must at least have 10% point from the public support for us to include you as a head-to-head candidate. And the same thing applies to NDC. When we did that for the NDC, only 4 people qualified: Haruna Iddrisu, Julius, and Asiedu Nketiah. So we ran head-to-head for these 4 candidates against the 2 candidates, which is MPP, Dr. Baumia and Kennedy Japan.
Okay.
We have a head-to-head to Haruna and the 2 of the MPP candidates, Atufosin and 2 of the MPP candidates, Mosquito and the 2 MPP candidates, and Deborah with 2 MPP candidates.
That'll be an interesting one. I'm waiting for that. But let's do the NPP side. You have Ken, you have Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Have you run that already?
It's currently ongoing, yes. It's ongoing.
And it's looking like...
No, I don't want to take the cat out of the bag. But it's very fascinating weeks ahead.
Wow.
And you listen to Musa Dankwa and Tenu no church NDC for him. Or we all details on a NPP. I just watch them NDC for B. A professor and NPP ever Baumia Emra.
So it's coming up in the next few days. Give us a sense, if you're not going to give us figures, of what some of the critical deciding factors for the NPP guys too as well.
Look, I don't want to let anything out, but we are seeing phenomenal and trends that we are observing. The key thing we've seen is that the NDC voters prefer MPP to elect Bawumia, and the MPP voters prefer NDC to elect Mosquito or Haruna Iddrisu.
Are they doing that from a good heart, a good place, if I should say, or they want someone who they can easily...
I don't want to answer that.
Or they want someone who they can easily... Because I'm looking at this. Johnson Asiedu Nketiah against Kennedy Japan. That will be a wild one, isn't it? Yeah, that will be a very serious one.
I mean, we just have to wait a bit more to see a bit more detail from that. I think it's going to be very fascinating. We've already done the telephone survey of general vote, so we have that idea already. But we're now doing the face-to-face in the field, where we are engaging about 7,500 more voters face-to-face nationwide.
Okay,
and that should be very fascinating stuff.
A sense and outlook before I let you go of the 2028 elections. Swinging right or left, NDC or NPP?
Look, it will take a big mess from the NDC to lose the election.
It will take a big mess.
Yes.
So you're implying that there's a higher chance for the NDC, you're saying?
I mean, there's more than 80% chance for NDC to win the election.
Some would, apologies, some would challenge you on that and say, and just as Dr. Mahmoud Baumia has said, no first-time candidate has ever won a presidential elections in this country. That's a fact, isn't it? So if you have Dr. Mahmoud Baumia coming again for the second time, and I'm not assuming that that's the decision the NPP delegates will take. I'm just assuming without admitting. Would that not change the dynamics and looking at the trend that we've seen ever since '92?
Bless, I wish you speak to the people in your studio, the young people, young voters, in the form of a focus group discussion and see what the whole kind of belief. We have held some belief in this country that is outdated, irrelevant in the modern day politics of this country. We have a new brand of voters who have nothing to do with those kind of ideas. So people must be prepared to get a shock of their lives.
Right. So it's not business as usual. Anyway, Musa Dankwa, we're grateful for your time.
At all.
So the young ones will decide.
75% of your voters below 35 years of age.
So it's going to be largely driven by the youth.
Absolutely. If they believe in those theories, fine. But from what I've seen, if they don't believe in those things, they look at tangible results. Who can deliver what they want?
Okay, Musa Dankwa, thank you so much for your time this morning. And of course, we'll be waiting for that release. You're coming out with it this week, I believe?
No, that will be first week of October.
First week October, of course, we'll be on.
And you know, any Musa Dankwa of Global Info Analytics, Nense Modia Tuja, on a NDC 2028 election, as a wabbo and sebso, or much or mudi popular out, a Haruna Iddrisu, a critical elho, where the and common so about a NPP, a primary some Bakwine, and I just say the preferred person, obey me a lady a party. Aha, a Dowona TV, Charading, a comment session.